Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day. This video, I just wanted to make this video because DFFOO Global is about to hit a very pivotal point if we're going off of JP's timeline. So, in case you didn't know, Selphie and Cait Sith, so Selphie from Final Fantasy VIII and Cait Sith from Final Fantasy VII, are about to debut. Now, why is this important? Well, in JP, both of these units were very, very influential in shaping the meta for months to come. Both units are tremendous Brave batteries, buffers, healers, and at first glance it might seem like they're kind of redundant, that they might be doing the same thing. But the truth is that they are different units, they do have their differences. And so I just want to make this video to educate people and kind of show them, tell them what's different, what they do, and then people then can decide if they think their unit's well worth chasing. Especially entering the EX era like we are now. EX stages are about to get much more difficult. And you know, if you're someone like me where you don't have an EX yet, you're gonna need some extra firepower, some extra oomph, and both of these units can help in different ways. So yeah, hopefully this video can help you guys out and you know, just figuring out if these units are the units for you. So I first want to start off with Selphie. She will be debuting, I would imagine, probably early January, so not too far off from us right now. She is a tremendous battery. As opposed to Cait Sith, however, who is more offensive-oriented, Selphie is a defensive-oriented support. So I'm going to go just real quick, show her command abilities here. So her first ability is Drain. So these are just the default abilities before her gear takes effect. So Drain, she raises her Brave based on her max HP before inflicting an HP attack, and she recovers all the party members' HP based on the damage dealt. It says up to 10% of their max HP, but with her 15 CP, that threshold gets raised. I think it gets raised to 20 or 25%. I don't quote me on that, but I think that's the threshold. Now, the nice thing about her Drain is if you awaken her, which I'm going to say right now, if you get either of these units, Cait Sith or Selphie, you're going to want both of their passives, their 15 and their 35, and you're going to want them fully awakened, because if they're not fully awakened, they're a shell of what they could be. So I'm going to be just talking about these two, assuming that moving forward you have awoken them. So when Selphie is fully awakened, she actually, if your party members, their HP is full and you use Drain, then whatever they would have recovered, it gets distributed to their Brave instead. So it's really nice. Her second ability is what makes Selphie just so tremendous as a defensive unit. So Wall is a unique buff. It grants initial Brave up and the Wall effect to your to only one person with her 35 CP. However, it's the entire party. Fantastic. 35 CP makes or breaks her. If you're gonna go after her, you have to have it. So Wall negates a certain amount of damage that your party takes, so it reduces the damage. And whatever damage was reduced, it gets added to Selphie's Brave. Fantastic, fantastic. It's kind of like if you played a FFRK, Sentinel Grimoire, or Stone Skin. It's kind of like that, but you're also getting the damage added to Selphie's Brave. So Wall also will raise the debuff evasion rate as well. So this is like Lena, if you're familiar with Lena's Windrake protection buff, which, you know, it raises immunity to status effects. Well, not immunity, but it raises your chances of dodging status effects significantly. So those are her two abilities and what they do. Now, as I mentioned, they do get buffed with her weapons, her 15 CP. increases Drain's Brave gain based on your max Brave. Lower action delay raises the HP recovery limit. And then, like I mentioned earlier, if the HP you'd recover, you were full on health, then it gets added to your Brave instead. The 35 CP grants wall initial Brave up to all party members, improves their effects and duration, raises all party members' Brave based on Selphie's max Brave. That's what turns her into a ridiculous battery. So going off of all that, go to her passive abilities. It's pretty straightforward stuff until you reach her Crystal Awakening 50. And this is a big thing that sets Selphie apart from Cait Sith, is that her Crystal Awakening 50 passive, she raises initial Brave and max Brave of all party members when her HP is over 50%. So if you have Lilith has the same thing, except it boosts attack, and initial Brave, max Brave, and defense. So it boosts all those if her HP is over 50%. Selphie only raises initial Brave and max Brave. However, just like Lilith, the effects can be increased up to 15% with artifacts. So that's definitely her #1 artifact priority. It's really nice. And then once she's then awakened, slightly buff attack and boost all at 54, raises all party members' max Brave and attack while buffed. Drain Extend increases Drain's max uses by 1. Raises the Brave gain based on max HP. Slightly raises HP recovery limit. Grants Brave regen for 5 turns. So then on top of Drain being able to slightly battery and burst heal the party, it also grants the party, or actually maybe it's not the party, maybe it's just Selphie. I think it's just Selphie. Grants Brave regen for 5 turns. So really, really good. Last boost is kind of like a trance kind of thing, just only max Brave. And then Wall Extend, that's the money right there at 60. Improves the effects of Wall, raises the potency of initial Brave up, grants medium max Brave up for 6 turns to the party. Beautiful, absolutely need it. Because she's going to be battering the party like her life depends on it, so you need the extra space. And also turns her Brave Attack to Brave Attack Plus for 6 turns. So, Selphie is a tremendous battery, can burst heal the party, can raise debuff evasion rate. She's really, really good defensive unit. However, she can't really shave at all, right? She can support your team, unlike any other unit, but offensively, she's kind of lacking. So then moving on to Cait Sith, of course, this adorable little fella. He is an offensive battery. So I'll go ahead and go to his command abilities real quick. So there's a lot to him. He has his first ability is Toy Soldier. It's a 6-hit AoE Brave attack. The Brave hits are dispersed as more than one target. It grants small physical attack up for 5 turns. If his Strength 55 passive, so his Crystal Awakening 55 is equipped, triggers an HP attack when Brave is at least 100% of max Brave. So that's really important. This his first ability, you don't want to use it unless you're near max Brave, unless you really need to, right? Unless you need to shave or whatever to avoid death, because you want to be able to trigger that HP attack. So then he then can upgrade that up to 2 stages, Toy Soldier Plus and Toy Soldier Plus Plus. And as you can see, the conditions for these is when total party buffs are over 3 and under 6 for Toy Soldier Plus, and for Plus Plus is when total party buffs are equal to or above 6. So a common misconception I've heard people say is that Cait Sith himself has to have between 3 to 6 for Toy Soldier Plus and at least 6 for Plus Plus. That's not true. As long as your party, the entire party, has between 3 and 6 and 6 for Plus Plus, then it activates. The Toy Soldier move is also a great Brave shaving ability, really strong. It's not uncommon to see Cait Sith doing just thousands of damage per hit and being 6-hit. It's really easy to rack up a bunch of Brave damage, over breaks, especially if you're using it on multiple enemies. It's AoE. It's a really good move. And after his awakening, the toy soldier ability can actually overflow to 150%. So if you use it when you're near max brave, you can actually overflow up 50% extra, and then you launch that HP attack. And if there's more than one enemy, then the HP damage gets split. So they all take the same amount of damage. So if you do 24,000 damage, there's two enemies, they'll both take 12,000 damage. His second ability is Mog Dance, and this ability, it's a party-wide Brave battery when he's awakened, and it also grants a unique buff called Cheerful Gift to all party members. So that Cheerful Gift, just all in one package, increases attack, grants HP and Brave Regen. It's really good. And then just like Toy Soldier, Mog Dance can actually be upgraded. Same conditions as Toy Soldier. The plus requires total party buffs between 3 to 6, and the plus requires total party buffs equal to 6 or above. The Mog Dance Plus grants small max brave up to all party members, plus Cheerful Gift. And the plus grants small max brave up, small physical attack up, and Cheerful Gift to all party members for 6 turns. So the plus is much preferable to the plus because on top of getting Cheerful Gift, which already gives everybody an attack boost, you're also giving a physical attack boost. I know it says small attack up here, but it's a physical attack boost to the entire party as well. So Cait Sith synergizes really, really well with physical teams, just because with one ability, he's giving your two other members both an attack and a physical attack boost, which do stack. So really, really good. As I mentioned earlier, he definitely needs both of his weapons. His 15 CP turns Toy Soldier permanently to Toy Soldier Plus, which is awesome. Increases the potency of the move itself and the physical attack up, and extends the duration. So really, really good. His 35 CP turns Mog Dance permanently to Mog Dance Plus, improves the effects of max brave up, attack up, Cheerful Gift, and extends their durations, and lowers the action delay. Really, really good stuff, right? So then you go to his awakenings, and you can see here, he has it's kind of the standard stuff, increases the max uses of his moves. His Crystal Awakening 50 definitely pales in comparison to Selphie's, because Mog Fever raises the initial brave and max brave. However, it's only on himself. There's no HP requirement, so it will stay on as long as you have 2 or more buffs active, but it is just him. So that Selphie definitely beats him on the Crystal Awakening 50 passive. And then his 54 raises speed while Cheerful Gift is active. His 55 is the money shot right here. Increases Toy Soldier's max uses by 1, increases the potency. The Brave stolen from targets can overflow, like I said, to 150% max Brave. And when Brave is at least 100% of max Brave, the HP attack is launched. Beautiful, beautiful. 58, buff attack boost. Moderately raises max Brave and attack while buffed. And his Crystal Awakening 60 increases Mog Dance's max uses by 1. Raises all party members Brave based on his max Brave, just like Selphie. Both of their 60s make them battery the entire party based on their max Brave. Lowers the action delay and turns his Brave attack to Brave Attacks Plus. His Brave Attack Plus is ridiculous because when he attacks the enemy with it, it batteries all allies Brave, raises them based on his max Brave upon Cheerful Gift being active. So just by Brave attacking, he doesn't even have to use an ability, he can battery the entire party. Cait Sith is pretty ridiculous. Yeah, great unit. Just insane. So yeah, while him and Selphie do fill kind of similar roles, the truth is that Selphie is definitely a more defensive-oriented unit, and Cait Sith is definitely a more offensive-oriented unit. So why is this all relevant? Well, it's relevant because in JP, those Cait Sith and Selphie were tremendous units. However, they also ushered in a new era of gameplay called the chase meta, and mainly orchestrated by this guy right here, Lael. Lael is pretty broken after his awakening, and when paired with the right team composition, He trivializes all content. Think SAWS 35 CP levels of trivialization. So if you're not familiar, the way that launching and chase works is that when an enemy gets launched, they take 10% extra brave and HP damage per member that attacks after your first guy, right? So let's say Lael launches the enemy with his energy gain attack, right? He does 10,000 damage. Then you have your other two party members both attack HP damage. So then party member 2 has 5,000 brave, party member 3 has 5,000. So for a total of 20,000 brave, boom, enemy gets hit, smacks against the wall. Well, the great thing about chase is that 20,000 damage you just inflicted gets multiplied and gets an extra 20% extra to it. If only one party member had participated in the chase aside from Lael, so let's say only party member 2 and Lael had participated, and 3, just the boss was between 3 and 2, then it's an extra 10%. So it's chase, if done correctly, can really exploit game mechanics and can add a whole bunch of extra damage that normally you wouldn't be inflicting. Now, chase is hard to pull off without the right combination. There's only a few units in the game that will be able to efficiently do chase. Cloud, of course, he's probably the weakest out of the 3 main ones, though, because finishing touch does not inflict HP damage. It just launches. Cecil, with his 60 awakening, actually makes his valiant blow do HP damage at the very end, the last hit, which is really nice. However, both, after Lael's awakening, both of them pale in comparison to Lael because he's just ridiculous. He halves the enemy group with a debuff called Force. He halves their chase HP, they call it, which makes launching even easier. And then his second ability almost guarantees a launch every single time it's used when the enemy's under the effects of Force. So when you have Lael launching pretty much at will, and then you add in a battery or 2, and they're constantly feeding the party brave, all of a sudden now you have a pretty broken combination, especially during summons. That's where Cait Sith and Selphie just broke things wide open, because they can battery, they can buff, they can do all these wonderful things for your party, but Selphie in particular kind of lacks any offensive capabilities. However, if you're doing launch, that's not really a problem anymore, because with launch, you're basically dumping brave every turn to every other turn. And so even if you have, even if you're very inefficient at dumping brave or whatever may be the case, it doesn't matter. You're just going to just build up brave if you have 2 batteries, like a really popular combination in JP where Cait Sith, Selphie, Lael teams, because Cait Sith and Selphie can battery like crazy, and then Lael can just make them dump brave all in one go. And then during summons, as I mentioned, it's even more broken because both Cait Sith and Selphie's batteries scale off of their max brave. The higher their max brave is, the more that they battery the party. Well, what happens during summons, of course, our max brave values get really big, and so their batteries get even stronger during those 6 turns. So chase meta is very, very dangerous if you know how to do it correctly, and it broke JP wide open. And with all that being said, I do expect Global to be different. I do expect them to either delay Lael's awakening by a considerable amount, or to take some other kind of measure to prevent Global from following the same path as JP, because with the chase meta being as big as it was, there really wasn't a need to pull on new banners. There really wasn't a need to chase new weapons, because no matter what you got, the Lael plus insert blank batteries was going to trump just about anything else you could throw out there. So I do fully expect Square Enix to do something to try and change Global's path to encourage different team compositions, more drawing on banners, etc. If they're going to do that, however, they're going to either need to relax the score requirements on EX missions, or they're going to need to lower boss stats, because another thing on top of us getting all these new level 100 missions for EX stages, is that score requirements start getting really, really, really tight. Like, you have to be very, very efficient. You have to take in teams that are pretty much MLB'd across the board to even have a chance at getting the top score, reward, which is, the 500 gems or whatever. So, with all that being said, with the score requirements going up, and Lael being just ridiculous, yeah, Selphie and Cait Sith really just shine. They just absolutely just dominate. Now, if I had to pick, I don't think I could pick between who is better, between Selphie and Cait Sith, because while they're very similar, I feel like they both have different roles. I feel like Cait Sith is just an all-out offensive kind of guy, right? He batteries, he buffs everyone, he can brave shave, he can HP attack with the brave shaving if need be with his toy soldier. Whereas Selphie is kind of like turtle mode, right? She can heal the entire party with burst damage, she can battery, she mitigates damage taken, she raises debuff evasion rates. So while they're similar, they are very different. And for anyone that's still on the fence about possibly which one they prefer, I think it's probably a good idea to look at the banners that they debuted on in JP, and then maybe then your answer will become more clear. So give me 1 minute here, and I will get those banners up for you. Okay, and here we are. So first of all, I just want to apologize for the quality. I had to go onto Ultima website to get this picture and screen cap it and then edit it so that it was actually large enough for you to see. But anyway, so here's what the banner looked like in JP, Selphie's debut banner. So it has Selphie's 15 and 35. It has Thancred as the third person with his 15, 35. And then Squall has his 15, his 35, and then the debut of his EX. So that's what Selphie's banner looks like. And then a mere week to 2 weeks later, depending on how Square Enix wants to play it, we'll be getting this banner unless it gets delayed. So in this banner in JP, it had Cait Sith's 15 and 35 CP. Ace had his 15 and his 35 CP available. And then Warrior of Light had his 15, his 35, and his EX weapon debut. So both banners offer very, very good value, in my opinion. I think Selphie and Squall, especially with Squall getting his awakening, becoming the Cycle Quest king, a king of farming for a while, I think he's a great investment. His EX it's okay, but Selphie's the true gem on this banner. And then Cait Sith's banner, obviously Cait Sith is fantastic. In my opinion, this is another amazing banner because Warrior of Light right now has bailed out so many people with his provoking, and just he's able to beat EX level 100 stages when normally you shouldn't have any business doing it because of his provoking and his brave nullifying. And then his EX just being there is just icing on the cake. I have no equipment for wool personally, so I will be hitting this banner pretty hard, especially because I don't have an EX weapon. And wool later on, when he gets his rework and he gets his level 70 awakening, he's so ridiculously broken. If you guys haven't seen gameplay of that, I highly encourage you to just search on YouTube some of Wool's level 70 awakening gameplay, because he's just ridiculous. Both of his abilities turn to HP attacks. He gets like an HP attack plus, where he does like a Saz kind of thing, where he brave attacks, then HP attacks. Just crazy stuff. And his EX just allows him to heal the party, which is even better. So, in my opinion, both of these banners are really good value. And you can't really go wrong on either of them. So, just to recap, because I think I've talked much more than I thought I would on this, but Selphie, between her and Cait Sith, Selphie is the more defensive of the two. She can reduce chances of status effects landing. She raises the party's initial brave. She raises max brave. She gives brave regen. She gives her unique brave. Unique buff wall, which mitigates brave damage taken. She can burst heal the party with her drain ability, and if the party's HP is full, then they instead get that towards their brave instead. She also has that crystal passive level 50. I think it's called MoodMaker Up, where she increases the entire party's Int Brave and their Max Brave by 5%. And this can actually be stacked to where you can... I'm sorry. It raises Int Brave and Max Brave of the party by 10%, and then you can add an extra 15% to that through artifacts. So she's got that invisible buff going at all times as long as she's above 50% HP, which is awesome. Cait Sith is definitely more offensive. He can shave with Toy Soldier. If he hits Max Brave or above, he will do an HP attack with Toy Soldier. His Mog Dance grants the entire party Brave, gives them Cheerful Gift, which raises their attack, gives them HP and Brave regen, and he can also give them small physical attack up. So he's got a lot going on. Both of them can raise the party's Max Brave. Both of them battery off of their Max Brave. So, you know, they're equivalent in that area at least. But, yeah, so... Oh, and don't forget that Cait Sith, his Brave attack turns to Brave attack plus when Cheerful Gift is active at his Crystal Awakening 60. To where all he has to do is Brave attack, and then your entire party gets Brave based off that. So, both of them are great units, guys. I mean, if you can only chase one, I can't really help you because I think both of them are fantastic, and I really don't think that you'll be disappointed with either one. I plan on chasing both. Selphie, I will definitely get her 35. I'm not really too worried about getting Squall's EX. Cait, I definitely want all of his stuff too, but I would like to get Wool's EX as well. So, you know, in my situation, Cait Sith's banner probably holds a little bit more value, but both of them are fantastic, guys. Both of them, in my opinion, are very, very worth hitting. And I don't think you'll regret it, because if we follow the same path as JP did, these two units, Cait and Selphie, are going to see a lot of use, and they're going to be near essential for some challenges coming up, especially if the chase meta follows the same path and becomes a thing. Then it's going to be Lael ping-ponging guys everywhere, and Cait and Selphie just battering like their lives depend on it. So it'll be a good time. But yeah, guys. So I think that's about it. If you do chase one of these units, just try to get both their passives and make sure you deep dive them, the Awakening, to level 60, because they both desperately need it, and without it, it's they're definitely lacking. So with all that said, guys, I think that's about it. So thank you all for watching. I'd like to give DB, the website I was using earlier when I was looking at the abilities, a shout out. Great website, free website, non-profit, has a bunch of great information on it, so I'll leave the link to that below. I'll also leave in the description links to a run using Cait Sith and another run using Selphie, so you guys can see them in action and, you know, have a visual guide on what they can do. I think that'll be really helpful. But yeah, aside from that, who are you guys chasing? Are you gonna chase Cait Sith or Selphie, or neither or both? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and your plans for the future. Me personally, I'll be chasing both. Probably hit Cait Sith's banner a little bit harder than Selphie's, just because of Wool and just trying to get his EX and his equipment. But I think both banners are tremendous, and whatever you guys choose, I hope you guys make the the right decision for you. And this video was meant to educate, not to try and point you in either direction. And if neither of these units seem like they're for you, then you know what? Hey, that's fine. I hope that this video was helpful and informative. If you guys enjoyed the video, maybe consider leaving it a like or subscribe to my channel for content like this in the future. Aside from that, guys, you guys have a great day or a great night. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care, guys.